Welcome back, kids. This is Sarcasm Speaks. I'm Jared here with Bob and Jones today. We got the triple box going on YouTube. This is the point where Scott Hansen flips out in red zone. All right, we're going to the triple box. And then you can't see anything on any games. What'd you say?
7 hours. He pissed.
Yeah.
No,
7 hours of uninterrupted football.
Like, does he, like, what does he do? Like, does he just, like, does he have, like, a jar underneath there, or?
He's got to have a bag, right?
No, he definitely does go piss. Because there are times, I don't know because I've thought about this before. I think maybe Dickie said something to me once. But if you pay attention, there are occasions where he goes silent for like a while. So like they'll probably like switch to a game and be like, all right, we're going to pick up this game. You know, it's the Seahawks are at like the 45-yard line. So we're going to follow them, you know, until they're marching down the field. So I feel like at that point, that's when he goes to take a piss.
What if he has like explosive diarrhea?
Well,
it takes like
maybe he'll bring a microphone with him in the bathroom and hopefully turn it off when the shits come.
Yeah. Pucker your butthole, kid. That ain't part of the job.
Yeah.
Here, eat a block of cheese. That'll fucking stuff.
Yeah. Here, have a couple magnesium pills.
Wait, I thought those make you shit, no?
Yeah. Well, I thought you were saying like when you said block of cheese, I imagined like what would happen if you ate a block of cheese.
No, like how most people ate cheese and it makes them constipated.
Oh, is that a thing?
It is.
Oh, I didn't know that. So cheese is very divisive, I guess, on the large intestine. It either makes you completely void everything or you hold on to everything. Depending on your level of lactose tolerance.
Is Ritalin like that, where it's like if you have ADD it helps you focus, but if you don't have ADD it makes you like a fucking idiot?
Yes. Yeah, it's all those. Adderall, Ritalin. Those are all amphetamines. They're like derivatives of meth.
In a certain way it's good, and if it's not, it does the exact opposite thing.
Yeah, it's super weird. Like if you give a normal person meth, they look like they're on meth. But if you give someone with ADHD meth, they calm down. It's very strange. It's a really good way to find out whether or not you have ADHD.
Meth?
Yeah.
There might be a more efficient way to do this.
Yeah, Adderall. It's all the same thing. Adderall is meth.
No, it's not meth.
It's like two chemical compounds away from meth.
No, see, meth is about the experience.
Yeah.
It's about making it in the basement, blowing
picking
up
your skin off,
losing all your teeth. Like, it's very, very short-sighted just to call them all the same.
Imagine if you did meth once and you got all of like what happened, like you got like you started picking your skin off and your hair got like stringy and gross. Like, oh, if you just do a drug once, you immediately turn into the stereotype of that drug.
A lot of meth heads are.
Yeah. That would be a deterrent for people to do drugs.
Scratch. Didn't Ben do, was it Ritalin in the room or was it Adderall? I remember it was like during finals week and he was like the same exact person. It's absolutely insufferable.
Did nothing to him.
Yeah.
He might not have been a real person.
Probably isn't real.
If we ever need evidence of us being in a simulation, our roommate Ben definitely did not. He was not an actual human being. I will not buy that.
No.
And no one's seen him since college, right?
Where is he now? Has anyone seen him? Can anyone really like accurately describe it? Like when he owed me $1,000 for gambling, he paid me with his uncle's check. Like
I don't think he was actually a real person. I think he was just a hologram of our alcoholic selves.
He was just a glitch.
Yeah.
Can confirm, by the way. I just looked up the molecular structure of Adderall. It is literally like two chains away from methamphetamine. Adderall is also known as dextroamphetamine. It would appear that the tail has a CH3 and an NH2. I don't know what exactly those are. But then methamphetamine has two CH3s and an NH. So they are
Chucky Three Sticks, Charles Howell III.
Yeah. Can confirm they are almost the same.
How many HV3s are in it?
About 6.5 Harold Varners. All right. Well, what else I can confirm? Finally, after all this fucking time, which is funny because me and Jones were just talking before we got on. Maybe I'll play the quick audio clip. It's only like 90 seconds. But before we get to that, we have some fucking, I don't know. I can't call it breaking news because it's not breaking news. Bombshell. We get some bombshell news here. Sarcasm Speaks. This is something that no one else is going to talk about. Your mainstream media fucking outlets are not going to talk about this. This was posted by The Intercept, which is relatively left-leaning, but it's more down the middle than most. The Intercept is the company that was created by Glenn Greenwald back in the day, and it's since got like a little weird, and Glenn Greenwald has left. If you don't know who he is, he's like a very like top-notch journalist. He's one of the very few true journalists that are actually left in the world. And I mean, it's evidence that he created this company, this paper. Well, it's not a newspaper, it's an online website, but he created The Intercept, and it got a little too wonky for him, and he left. He was like, yeah, I'm out. Even though, like I said, like it was his thing. So there's your evidence of like, he's a pretty as legit as journalism gets these days. So this is from The Intercept. We have documents obtained by this company that contain new evidence that the Wuhan Institute of Virology and yada, 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 along with their collaborator, the US-based nonprofit EcoHealth Alliance, have engaged in what the United States government defines as, quote, gain-of-function research of concern, which we've talked about it before. All it is intentionally making viruses more pathogenic or transmissible in order to study them, despite stipulations from a U.S. funding agency that the money not be used for that purpose. So here we go. This whole time we've been saying Fauci's a fucking dickhead. He's lying. He's lied from the very beginning, starting with the mask thing. And he sat under oath. I believe it was under oath. I would imagine so. That, Jones, have you seen the thing between him and Rand Paul a couple months ago?
Yeah, that was when I stopped watching the news on TV.
Yeah, so I would assume he was under oath during that. He's in front of Congress, but maybe not. Either way, he sat in front of Congress, and Rand Paul asked him, did you participate in gain-of-function research? And he said unequivocally, no. And he, I believe, also went as far to say that he was insulted that Rand Paul even insinuated that. Well,
did he give him a Palmero?
Yeah.
At him?
No, I don't think he waved the finger and said, I did not take performance-enhancing drugs. Ever.
And then he totally took performance-enhancing drugs.
And then 6 months later goes, yeah, I took PEDs. But I'm sorry. So yeah, now you have dickhead Fauci. We have evidence. We have hard evidence. But like I said, CNN's not going to talk about this. Fox News probably will. But MSNBC, they're probably not going to carry it because Fauci is God. So I'll give you the cliff notes here. The United States government banned gain-of-function research sometime. I don't know when. Jones, maybe you know when? Yeah, I don't know if you know health stuff. That's kind of like out of your scope anyway. It's
Yes.
stupid. So because it's fucking dangerous. So the United States government.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a global pandemic that lasts for 2 years. So the United States government was like, yeah, we're not doing this. This is illegal. Technically, I don't know if it's illegal. Well, it is illegal with government funds. Put it that way. I don't know if it's illegal to do, but it's illegal to do with government funds. So there's this like secondary company called EcoHealth Alliance that's run by one of Fauci's buddies. I'm blanking on the guy's name, but people talk about him all the time because he's a fucking dickhead. But Fauci is in charge of the National Institute of like infectious disease and allergies and infectious disease, whatever. The National Institute of Allergies and Infectious Disease approved a distribution of some sum of monies to give to EcoHealth Alliance via the Wuhan Virology Lab to conduct their work, which now we have hard evidence was in fact gain of function research. So follow the paper trail, follow everything here. I mean, I'm not going to say they should go to jail because, again, that seems a little like white collar crimey. It's easy to say they should go to, what I mean is it's easy to say they should go to jail now because hindsight is 2020. And we sit here and we know we just spent 2 years in a pandemic and being like, yeah, they need to go to jail. But like, if you sat me down 3 years ago and was like, hey, there's this guy who's the head of some stupid agency and he gave money to study something that's illegal to study, my initial response would probably be like, well, he should get fired. My initial response would not be he should go to jail. So I guarantee once this hits big media, and by that I mean Fox, because like I said, the other ones aren't really probably going to cover it. But I guarantee Fox is going to run with it and be like, Fauci needs to go to jail. And it's like, okay, maybe. I don't know. I don't really care. What I do care about is that he lied and he should lose his job. And I don't know what the fuck he's still doing in this position.
Well, I can tell you the CFO is probably going to go away for a while. Not to jail. Probably just going to disappear for a minute.
Yeah. The CFO of EcoHealth Alliance.
Yeah, he's probably just going to.
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, this is just, again, this isn't surprising news, and it's nothing that no one didn't already know. But what makes this different or special, I guess, is that we now have, well, we don't, the three of us idiots don't, but a reputable news outlet has the evidence, has the proof. So it's only a matter of time.
Do we need to start getting news from different countries?
Yes. Yeah.
Because I just pulled up, what did I Google? Hold on. I just Googled Wuhan lab.
Yeah.
I was hoping that top stories would come up on Google, which it did. And Sky News Australia is reporting that Donald Trump made the claim that bodies were dumped outside the Wuhan lab, which he believes is responsible for the outbreak. And Sky News Australia is doing a documentary, What Really Happened in Wuhan. So Trump said bodies were dumped outside. And in the documentary, which I don't know if this is released yet, it's a short blurb. They made some kind of weird purchases between September and November of 2019. So now they're suggesting that this is actually going back to July or August of 2019, which is 5 months before China started to even say it.
Yeah. So you saying that just for some like triggered because I read the article. I forgot bits and pieces of it, but this is great. So this is exactly, I think this is part of the documents of what they got that explained how everything went down. So the Wuhan Institute of Virology, right? They study viruses. They are engaging in gain of function research. They took coronaviruses from bats, and they genetically modified them through gain of function technology, procedure, whatever you want to call it, to speed up their evolution, to test whatever. What they did was they introduced the new type of coronavirus into mice. So what happened is now what the Intercept is alleging. The initial transmission was between mice and humans. Do you want to know? This part is actually kind of hilarious. Obviously not in the grand scheme of thing when you see how things ended, but just a story in and of itself. So the Wuhan lab takes the coronaviruses from bats, which they've been studying forever. It's well known they've been studying coronaviruses that have a propensity for bats. So they pull the virus from a bat, they gain of function it, because I'm turning that into a verb now. They put it into a mouse or multiple mice. And then because they're all so good at their jobs and they're so good at making sure everything is done to the T and all their I's are dotted and all their T's are crossed, they somehow allowed mice to get so close to the people in the lab. They were probably pissed off from being tested on and whatever. There were multiple reports of people that worked at the lab being bitten by said mice that were infected with the gain of functioned coronavirus originated from a bat that is now in a mouse. So now they're theorizing that the initial transmission was from those people that were bitten by the infected mice. And that is how it made the jump from animal to human.
Imagine being that's your job.
Not from people eating bats at a wet market.
Imagine being that good at your job, though.
Did any of our friends work there? Like, as far as I knew, none of us took a trip to China last year or 2 years ago, right?
The problem is we wouldn't have been smart enough to get the fucking mice COVID. Or the mice wouldn't have got COVID from us.
No, the mouse would have died. The mouse would have bit one of us and like spit it back out. And like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It walked over and just jumps off the table.
Yeah. Head first into an outlet. Holding a bottle of water just to make sure.
Yeah, it's just a conveniently placed puddle. He goes, rolls over in it, and then fucking goes plays and fucking gets electrocuted.
Yeah. But like, my God, what a fucking like. And also, though, now that I just said that and I remembered it and I'm sharing it, that is real life Spider-Man shit. Everyone talks about like, oh yeah, like superheroes, like, oh, Spider-Man got bit by a radioactive spider and then like became a superhero. Well, in real life, you have a fucked up animal that bites someone, and now we have a global pandemic that lasts for 2 years. You talk about like Instagram versus reality posts there. Like, what the fuck?
Not all heroes wear capes.
Yeah.
I need to clear up one statement. If you're going to get your news from a different country, make sure it's not China. Because a month ago, the South China Morning Post, inconceivable that COVID-19 leaked from lab. Delta proves it. Scientist says.
Yeah, they just watched The Princess Bride.
I'm a scientist.
Inconceivable.
You're a scientist. Actually, you're all scientists, right? Political scientists, exercise scientists, scientists, right? We're all scientists.
Yeah.
Is China like I know obviously it's communist. Before I say something that sounds really fucking stupid, but is China the kind of communist that Russia is, where they literally tell you what you're going to be?
Or are
they more like capitalist communist?
They operate
makes any sense.
And you can do what you want, but we're just going to go ahead and
just going to take everything. Yeah. Because in Russia, that's literally like, that's their type of fucking communist. Like you essentially like pull a job out of a hat and it's like, oh, I guess I'm a neurosurgeon. Like imagine Vinny as a neurosurgeon.
Oh, he'd probably be pretty good at it.
Yeah. I mean, give him a couple beers and his hands are probably like fucking glass.
Doctor Strange pre-accident.
Yeah. But so yeah, no, they're all scientists. They're legit.
Yeah. All these articles talking about how there's shit like they uncovered documents and follow the paper trail, blah blah, and then one fucking idiot Chinese guy's like, no, just look
Yeah.
at the Delta variant.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we don't know how that happened.
Oh, no clue. Didn't happen here. Not Wuhan? No.
No, I never heard of it. Yeah.
Dude.
We don't even have
Definitely not.
that name here. I'm sorry, we don't have that guest here.
It's like Dewey Finn from fucking School of Rock, like music. No, I didn't hear any music. Uh-oh. I think Mrs. Whatever's on crack.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's a guitar right there.
So
that's a sneaky good movie.
it is. It is a great movie.
Deserves.
My favorite part of my favorite part of School of Rock is the only sleeved shirt. It's got no other pieces. Just two sleeves.
Just sleeves
connected together.
Yes.
It's my favorite piece of wardrobe that's ever existed.
I'm surprised that never took off.
Me too.
Had never made its way to a fashion runway.
Maybe get a Sarcasm Speaks logo on the shoulders.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll add it to the store. Go to at Sarcasm Speaks Pod on Instagram and use the link in our bio to get over to our store. And who knows, maybe we'll have the only sleeves. Ooh, that's what we can call it. We'll call it only sleeves, like only fans, but sleeves.
Yeah, that's torso with a shirt.
Yeah. Pay us and we won't send you any photos, but we'll send you sleeves.
Sleeves only, though. They're gonna be leather and long sleeves.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Sweaty arms.
Sleeves. Like just like short sleeve leather only sleeves.
It definitely won't snow summer.
Yeah. I mean, it would make for a very interesting tan. It would be like a reverse tan line. Because normally, like, the torso is white and the arms are tan.
Oh, so it's like for me to even it out, I need forearm only sleeves.
Yeah.
But those can't connect. Otherwise, it would be some weird kinky thing.
Yeah.
Because it would have to be like a handcuff scenario with just sleeves up to my elbow.
I think we're onto something here. I think we might be connected to the fashion world. Or not, whatever, who knows?
Probably not.
Trying to think of what else. Oh, I get this other thing that's hilarious. This one isn't as infuriating. But a lot of news stuff has come out in the last couple of days. This one has kind of flown under the radar. It's also like, I'm going to preface and say, like, it's not a super big deal because I don't think it's actually going to go through and pass. But here's the hold on. I'm getting parched.
Just
talking.
Well-timed fucking drink of water.
Yeah, my mouth is dry. So the White House made this proposal for this thing that doesn't make any sense to me other than some of the conspiracies I've heard about it, but I'll get to that in a minute. So their proposal is that anybody in the country that has a bank account that has more than $600 in it has every single transaction tracked, logged, and sent to the IRS.
That's not Big Brother, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that you can only imagine what what your imagination tells you for conspiracy theories that pop out of that is exactly what exists that's out there. The realistic thing, so what they're saying, the Joe Biden White House said that they want it because it will help the IRS avoid people that commit tax fraud and just commit tax fraud. Like they don't pay enough taxes. What I say is, now the contrarian in me here kind of is like, yeah, sure, fuck it, go ahead, do it. Every single account in the country that has over $600 in it, I want you to track, trace, log, and send to the IRS, please, actually, because the IRS will now never be able to catch tax fraud because they will never be able to keep up with that amount of paperwork. Do you know,
the IRS
like,
is super good at what they do?
I can't imagine how many accounts there are in the country that have more than $600 in it. And then on top of that, how many transactions per account that happen all the time. And they want to track all of that and let the IRS handle it.
Hey, you want to talk about big government?
Yeah, well, that is massive government. And that is every conspiracy that's coming out of here, that they're saying this has nothing to do with this. This is the first step in something bigger where they're going to be able to track everywhere and they're going to always know where your money is going and what it's doing at all times. It is the first step to, Big Brother.
Like, can you just think about that? Like, how many people are in the US right now? Roughly 320 million people.
Yeah.
I would say probably at least 2/3 of those have bank accounts with over $600 of it in it.
I would say, yeah.
Like, and then how many transactions per day does one person do? Yeah. There's no way they're gonna fuck like that.
Right.
Well, here's the other thing: how many bank accounts do each people have? Because I think with Citizens Bank, I have access to 10 between business, personal, trust. Yeah, I think I got like 10.
Yeah, because that's the other thing too. It's any account, whether it's savings, checkings, I would imagine 401k, like anything. Yeah, anything that has more than $600, they will be logged and tracked for the IRS.
PayPal, Venmo.
Yeah. So, like I said, it'll almost. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to put my jinx on it now. I'm pretty sure it'll never happen. But that's one that, like, I think even my jinx is safe from. So now I just double jinxed it. So I hope you guys are keeping track. That because it would fuck the banks. The banks don't want it, by the way. So the White House, the current administration is like, yeah, no, we need this. And the banks are like, no, we don't, because the banks don't want to do it because it's a lot of extra work for the banks. And then what's going to end up happening is whatever extra cost that the banks incur from doing that, they're just going to pass on to the people that hold the accounts. So now you're already your account that already only earns 0.005% interest is now going to earn 0.000032 interest. You know what I mean? They're just going to pass that down, and then people are going to get pissed. And banks are publicly traded companies, so their profit margins are going to drop because they're spending more money on this. And it's just not it. The banks are absolutely against it. They're like, you can absolutely go fuck yourself, unpolitely. So
I got a tinfoil hat theory. This is driven by big crypto. People take their money out of the banks and into crypto.
That would be one way to combat it, actually. Yeah.
Yep. Cash and crypto.
Yeah. So now that I've already put my double jinx on it, when it inevitably does happen, you can come here. You heard it here first, and get all of your money into crypto.
So is the administration saying that the banks have to hire staff to do this, or is this like a whole another government entity that's going to pass shit on to the IRS?
No, so the government is not telling the banks that they need to have more staff, but like the fact of the matter is, if they pass it, the banks don't have enough staff to do that type of stuff. And then part of it also, too, they turned around and said, well, we would just fund the IRS with more money, too, so they'd be able to handle it. Because, that typically solves a problem, right? If there's an issue somewhere, just give them more money. More money will solve it, right? Yeah, it's not like it's a data collection and entry, thing that's going on. Oh, we have a data collection problem. How's an extra 15 billion sound? Sound good? Is that going to fix your data collection problem? No, it has nothing to fucking do with any of that.
And then all the breaches that it's going to happen.
Oh yeah, well that was the other thing. That all the people turn around and go, the IRS is I'm pretty sure it's, if not the number one, it's one of the top 5 entities that is succumbed to cyber attacks in the entire world. The United States IRS. It is definitely in the top 5 as far as cyber attacks go. And they're like, now you want to give them all of everyone's information? Yeah, I don't think so. What could go wrong there, right?
Tinfoil hat theory 2. This is triggered by big cybersecurity. Are there any big cybersecurity companies that are fucking accepting money in only Bitcoin right now? Because I don't know who's behind this.
I don't know about that, but I'm sure most cybersecurity companies do accept crypto.
No, only crypto.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, was it El Salvador? Some Central American country or South American, I don't know, somewhere south of Mexico, just announced like 2 weeks ago that they're making Bitcoin the official currency of the country.
Fuck, that's going to devalue it.
Yeah, it might have been El Salvador. For some reason, that's sticking out in my head. They're trying to, really pull the rug out from underneath MS-13.
It's going to be the opposite of the peso, where like 1 million pesos is like a quarter.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 0.0000001 Bitcoin is going to be the richest person in El Salvador.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine how annoying that would be right now if Bitcoin was the thing. And it's like, because Bitcoin is worth what? Is it back up around like 45,000? And you have to go like buy a gallon of milk that's like $3.20. They're like, yeah, that'll be 0.000000729 Bitcoin, please. The fuck? Yeah.
So here's another thing too. So I have two pieces to this. So one, when the PPP money came out, the government just said, all right, yeah. So this is what you do. Give it out. And the banks all take it and go, what the fuck do you mean just give it out? And the government goes, just fucking give it out. Like, here are the rules. Give out the money. And the banks turn around and go, motherfuckers, no. Like, no, we're not giving the money. Like, you guys don't get how this works because you're the government. You don't know shit. Yet everyone wants the government to control everything. You guys don't fucking understand anything when it comes to money and loans and who gets it, whatever. You understand nothing. So the banks were like, fuck you, no. So that's why it took so long for the PPP money to actually start coming out, because the government says, hey, do this. And the banks turn around and go, how? And the government can't answer the question because they're
like, I don't know, just do it.
Just what do you mean? Just give the money away. They're like, where is the money? Well, we'll get it to you. Will you?
Yeah, that's not how this works.
When? Where? How? What are the terms? How do we give it? Like
a kid on the streets of fucking Philadelphia can tell you that's not how this works.
No,
I mean, find any inner city kid that's like, oh, that's not how money loaning works.
Well, and like again, so people don't understand how banks work at all. I don't know how banks work at all, but I'll tell you one thing: banks don't earn money by you giving them money, them holding on to it in giving you a mere pittance, sure, but
Yeah.
where do they make money for holding your money? Okay, well then you'd be like, oh, well, it's like loans. Oh yeah, cool, because you have a loan if you pay $21 a month in interest. Yep, that's how the banks are rich. Nope, the banks are fucking rich somehow, and I don't fucking know how. I have no idea how it is.
So
and it's not individual loans and individual defaults. It's not that.
So part of it is banks are, for lack of a better term, like they're kind of essentially like a house of cards, right? So like everyone gives the bank their money. And all right, so let's use us three as an example. We each give, this is a very fictional scenario. We each give a bank $1 million, right? So the bank of Dick Heddery has $3 million in it. But in order for them to make money, they then turn around and invest it in other things. So like Bank of America owns like stock in other companies too. So that's part of how they make money. Part of it is in other fucking whatever infrastructure. They invest it in other ways. So we give the Bank of Dick Heddery $3 million. The Bank of Dick Heddery goes, thank you very much. There's a very small chance that you're all going to come to me at the same time and ask for this money. So I'm going to invest, $2.5 million out of the three that I have. And I have a liquid $500,000 because, that seems like a good enough amount where I can give you guys money if you need it, but I'm also not kind of fucked. So all of like what the bank, the money that the banks hold is not all liquid. So what happens, and this is where the house of cards comes in, is that the bank turns around and invests $2.5 million in stuff, and they make a fuck ton of money. They're making, on average, if they invest just in the United States stock market, 7% a year over whatever, and they give us 0.0005 of that. How kind of them. So if the three of us turn and go, you know what? I heard this thing that the government's going to start tracking all my stuff. So I'm going to pull out all my money and put it into crypto. So the three of us go to the Bank of Dick Heddery and we say, hey, I want to withdraw my $1 million. And the bank goes, are you sure? You sure you want to do that? And we're like, yeah, we don't want the IRS to track us. We're full-blown crypto bros now. Like, let's go. Well, the bank is now fucked, and the bank now defaults on its essentially, its loan money, and it goes out of business because the bank is now defaulted because it doesn't actually have the $3 million in liquid assets to provide that it had.
I also believe that the ones that do financing, like, and you have to be a real bank for this. It's not just fucking any old asshole. I think they go to the Federal Reserve and say, we need $10 million. We're going to start mortgages out of whatever. So they get the $10 million. I don't know what their payback terms are, but it's free because they're a bank.
Right.
So then, they do $10 million in mortgages. They give out all the money. And month one comes back and they've made not just, $10 million divided by 30 times whatever that is. They make 3% on top of that or 4% on top of that.
Right.
So now they pay back, a portion to the Federal Reserve, but they keep their 4%. And they never get charged for taking loans,
right? Because
they give out loans that they charge for.
Yes, that is another way that banks may make money. There's multiple different ways that they make their money. That is one of them, and then investing is the other one too.
Yes, but on the
and I'm sure there's others that we just don't know about.
Yeah, there's all sorts of ways. There's all sorts of ways. But here's the other thing with money transfer shit. There's two types of tracking currently. One is a suspicious activity report, which is $2,500 or more, and there's got to be something weird about it. Like it came in all in ones, and it's again $2,500 cash, or whatever, the person sketchy or whatever, or they just tell you, hey, this is from gambling money, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you got to do something with that. Then
I just hit big on the Pats, kid.
Yeah, and so this is all 9 years ago. I don't know if any of it's changed. There's also money transfer reports or money control something. I forget what the fuck it is. Any transaction over 10 grand, you need to do the paperwork. Now, when I say paperwork, I mean paper. Like not an online form, not an online submission, paper.
Yes.
Handwritten, pen, handwritten with pen. Like me, I'm writing the info down.
Yeah.
And I'm just an idiot working at Stop and Shop. So what the fuck do I care if anything's spelled right, wrong, if this guy's actual name, or even if it's spelled out correctly? Because again, it's on paper. It's not like I hit next and it goes, you missed a spot. Nope. I throw it in a blue bag that gets picked up once a week.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about here. And I know that's not a bank. I know that's Stop and Shop customer service, but that's how bad the process technically could be right now, or 9 years ago.
Right.
I'm sure things have gotten a little bit better, and I'm sure things have maybe been a little bit more streamlined, where if you have a Western Union over 10 grand, it probably just automatically goes out, whatever. But that's what the IRS was doing within the last decade.
Yeah.
And now they're going to track every transaction.
Yeah. Good luck.
Sick, dude. You're never getting your fucking refund checks anymore.
No. So, but that's also partially why too. A lot of times, places will like freeze banks. That just happened recently, and I don't know where it was. It wasn't in the United States. Japan. I want to say some Asian country. The government decided to freeze the banks because of an emergency, or maybe it was Great Britain when they filed for Brexit. I don't know. There was something that happened, and there was a government of whatever country was like, yeah, no, we're freezing all the banks, because it was one of those, like, it could have been a panic, and if enough people went to the banks to try and take their money out of the banks, all the banks would have defaulted and collapsed. So like they do have the ability to do that. But like you said, the IRS wants to track all of this shit. Yeah, good luck. That's why I said the contrarian in me is like, yeah, no, go ahead, pass it. Sure, go for it. Let's watch the fucking shit show that then ensues.
So I'm seeing something. I don't know if it's the same thing, but this is from March 5th of last year. Lebanon state prosecutor blocks order to freeze assets of 20 banks. Is that the guy you're talking about, or is this more recent?
It could have been. Yeah, there was just an entire country that was like, yeah, no, you can't go to the bank.
I think this is the one.
Yeah, wasn't Lebanon also the place where everyone thought there was a terrorist attack, but there was actually just a fire in a fertilizer factory?
Yeah,
just fucking exploded.
Yeah, that was last year too. So that.
Yeah. Doing a quick Google, see if I can find anything. No, I mean, Greece fucked around with that for a little while.
That's what I saw too.
Because Greece
Dutch
went
did.
bankrupt like however many years ago, so they had limits on how much money you could withdraw from the bank, for however many years. But it must have been Lebanon. That must have been what I was thinking of. Well, I think that's all I have for like bullshit news. You guys got anything fun you want to talk about?
I'm a golf guy now.
Oh yeah, shit, that's right. How'd that go?
It went pretty good. So I went down last week to North Carolina, the fuck around for a week, and golfed twice. The first course I played was fucking immaculate. You guys would
Yeah, that website that you sent me, and I looked at it, and I was like, holy shit, dude, this place looks amazing.
It was pretty freaking sweet. The greens were very fast, very, very, very fast. You could tap it and it would just go. I mean, I think it was probably the seventh time I've ever played in my entire life. So I did shitty, but I got progressively better. I fell apart in like 16 through 18, but that was because it was fucking 95 and humid as balls, and I was just kind of over it.
Sounds about right.
But
14th hole blackout.
Yeah. And then so we played the next day. Shitty course, but I got progressively better than that. Did a few things with my my woods, and like I think like 12 through 18 was like the best I've ever played. So I'm all in on golf now.
It's addicting. You got it. You've been bitten.
Yep. I've been trying to look up some tee times here, but it's supposed to rain the next few days. So
yeah. It is. It's. I mean, we've said it. I mean, Scratch and I have said it for as long as we've been doing the podcast now. Like there's something about it that's just so addicting. It's that one swing that you make and you hit a great shot and you're like, oh my God, I think I'm good at golf. And then you're like, oh yeah, that's right, I suck. And then like, 3 holes later, you hit another beautiful shot and you're like, oh my God, this is so awesome. And then maybe on one hole you hit like, you drain like a 15-foot putt. You're like, oh yeah, let's go. And then it's like, yeah, other than that, the day kind of sucks, but like, God damn it, I'm addicted.
Yeah, it was the last hole for me on Wednesday. It was a par 5, and I actually smoked a driver, hit a hybrid shot that I'm never going to recreate ever again. Also, I hate sand traps. Sand traps can officially fuck off. But I avoided that, got on the green, and 2-putted to save par. I was like, holy shit, I'm done. It was awesome. But yeah, big golf guy now.
Big golf guy. So you got to practice up so we can play.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can beat Dats again in a 3-man scramble.
Well, if he's gonna actually fucking hit a golf ball, I better fucking get a lot fucking better.
Yeah.
Next time you guys come down, I just found out there's 7 courses near the house, so we can play.
Oh shit! So you know what I was thinking? I mean, this is a we'll see scenario. I know we mentioned about leaving the Thursday night to go down, but I don't know. Like I said in the text thread that I had this morning, like I mean, it was guys' weekend, so we were drinking, but I think I remembered like 4 or 5 different scenarios that we came up with, like just to go down. But even like if one of them, if we did leave, like if we left Thursday night and we wanted to golf like Friday and not leave until Saturday, like that could be an option too. I mean, we'd have to rent clubs, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it's not the end of the world.
I'm down for whatever. Absolutely.
I had one of my best rounds ever fucking hung over with rental clubs.
Yeah, that is true.
And I couldn't do anything with those irons except hook the ever-living fuck out of them.
Yeah.
That's the only shot I could hit is a fucking donkey punch hook. Like, that's it.
And you played great. Was it Savannah, the country? Not the country club.
Weston Harbor.
Yeah, Weston Harbor.
Or something, or the Westin at Savannah Harbor.
Yeah, Savannah Harbor. That's what I knew. It had Savannah in the name. Savannah Harbor.
Shot 5 over.
Yeah.
again. And remember the range was the fucking sun was in our eyes, so we couldn't see one ball.
Yep.
So we're out there hitting balls and you can't see them. And I'm like, good. I have no idea where I'm hitting. Like, no. The only thing I could see is like some of the wedges and irons I was hooking. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm hooking those. I'll just aim way the fuck left. And then I was like, driver, I go, I have no idea if I'm hitting it good, bad, whatever. And then I went out there and absolutely fucking hammered the ball all over the place.
Yeah. And then, saw an alligator on the course.
One.
Yeah, well, a few. It's funny. I just played I played Wentworth the other day for the first time ever. Beautiful course. I enjoyed it. Some tough holes. Like it was a little bit, I don't know. I was a little thrown off at first. Like the first hole is goofy. It's a short par 4, but I'm going to see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it justice, like describing it. But like from the tee box, from the whites, imagine like you've got 150 yards out, and then it's like hills, and then it's literally like an acute angle, like backward. Like this hole almost goes fucking in reverse, but there's all trees on the left. So what I did.
Where does it turn? It turns to the right?
It turns left. So like
turn left. Okay.
I don't know why. I was just about to turn around to show you guys, but I'm looking at you guys, so it doesn't matter. So if you're looking on the tee box, you've got about 150, 160 yards straight ahead, and then it's a hard left turn, but like at about 10 o'clock, it's trees all the way over. So what I did was I hit an 8-iron off the tee, and I just went like up and over the trees. And then my second shot in, I think I had like fucking, I don't know, 65 yards or something like that. So it's like one of those, they want you to go that way and then play that way. But I just was like, I don't know, I'm just going to go up and over the trees, and it worked. And I don't know, it was a weird hole. Anyway, so that's the first hole. And I was like, God damn, this is how this place is going to fucking be today. Like I was like, because I had heard so many good things about Wentworth. And then as I played more, I was like, oh yeah, no, this is it's a cool course. It's honestly a place that it's weird because I feel like I would be able to get away playing the blues there because they also have golds. So like I wouldn't be able to play the golds. But the whites were like oddly short. I don't know if it was just where they had them like in the tee boxes, because I noticed there was like a bunch of the tee boxes, the whites and the reds were in the same like tee box area, and then there was like a tee box behind, and then there was another tee box behind that. So it's like, I don't know if they had just moved the whites up a lot when I had played. But like one of the holes was a par 5, and from the whites, it was like 436 or something like that. Like it was really short. One of the par 3s from the whites was like 87 yards. So I'm like, it's
So
like I said, I feel like I could have been. That's a place where like I might be able to play the blues, because I don't think it's like blues,
without seeing yardages, I can only see like rating and slope. The blues are probably close to your regular ability level.
Yeah.
Because dude, if I played the whites, I would be giving the course 3.
Yeah.
As a 3 handicap, I'd be giving it 3. So
yeah.
Theoretically, I should shoot 6 shots better than my average.
Right. Yeah, it is. Like I said, from the whites, it was weird. Like if I go back and play again, I might play from the blues. I don't know. It depends. It depends who I go with, if I go back, when I go back, whenever. But it's just one of those things, because like it's what I do. Like every time I go anywhere, I always just play from the whites. But I mean, I hate it. It was just weird. I mean, that 436 yard par five, obviously I blew it and made bogey. I hit my second shot into the fucking sand and then had to get out of the sand, get onto the green, and then two putt for bogey. So, it's like I forget what I shot. I think I shot a 93. I can pull it up.
So I know I've briefly done strokes gained on this before, and I saw a guy. He did a strokes gained analysis. Now I know golf isn't played in strokes gained; it's played in regular strokes.
Right.
But from where he and let me try. I'll try to do this the right way. It was basically what he did was he designed a golf course on yardage per strokes gained for a scratch golfer for where they would average a scoring average of even par. So why this doesn't work is because it doesn't work in a vacuum. Because a scratch golfer from 90 yards in the fairway averages 3 strokes out. Therefore, the par threes would all be 90 yards in this golf course, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't work that way. But in order for a scratch golfer to average even par, the course would be like 5,600 yards, 5,400 yards, something like that. That's a scratch. For a scratch to average even par. So playing the whites isn't a bad thing. Like it isn't. Having a par 436, like you just said, if you don't take advantage of it, it's still golf.
Yeah.
I think people get too caught up with yardages and distance, and they think they should play as far back as they can, as opposed to not thinking about, hey, well, what if I played up as far as I need to? And, the only thing I'll say, though, is, so like for you, Mello, you actually hit the ball with some sort of distance off the tee. Like, you're not hitting driver like 180. You're hitting it like 2.25 to 240.
Yeah.
So you could probably make a better argument that like, hey, it's a little unenjoyable to play some of these holes because I don't get to hit driver. It's like, I understand you don't have to hit driver, but like, I want to. Like, that's part of the enjoyment.
Right. Yeah, like I didn't hit driver until the 4th or 5th hole. Cause so like I said, the first hole there is that like goofy hole. The second hole is very like an extremely short par 3. I think I had was that the one? I had like 67 yards from the whites. That one was gross. Let me see. I have the thing right in front of me. This will show me like my shots and everything.
So like 67 yards, I wouldn't even take a full swing. That's would be for
72. I had 72 yards. To the middle of the green, so it could have been a little bit more if it was front pin, because my app doesn't tell me like where the pin is, it just tells me to the middle. So the second hole was a super short par 3, and then the third hole is a par 4, but it's another like weird one where I had to hit 6-iron off the tee because it's like there's like a massive hill on the right, and then it's fairway, and then the fairway kind of like ends, and then it's like bridge, water, some sand, and then the green is in the back. So it's like you can't hit driver because you'll either be in the woods, in the sand, or in the water. So, like I said, I couldn't really hit driver until the 4th hole. I think it was the 4th hole or the 5th. I don't really remember, but it was weird to play like the first 3 or 4 holes and not take the driver out of the bag.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but I don't know. I always hear like some people too, when it's like, guys struggle to go low. Like usually they say it for college kids. They just move them way the fuck up and say, go fucking low, go shoot 6 or 7 under.
Yeah.
It's still golf. I bet you can't do it.
Right.
Well, it's like, that's the thing is, like, it's not necessarily yardage unless you can drive greens, in which case
Right.
I'm almost like, are we really working on scoring with that? Because if I drive it near the green and 2-putt, what the fuck did I learn?
Right.
I didn't hit a shot. Like, I didn't hit a shot. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Big golf guys now.
Jones, if you can, I don't know if it's available. If you can find a course that has either like super cheap rates, like after 5 o'clock or whatever, or all you can play after 4 on weekends or after 5, something like that. That's how I got back into playing. If you can find it, it's well worth your time, because any golf course like that, dude, it's going to be a little bit of everybody. Like, people are going to be showing up in fucking construction gear and jeans, and they'll be
So I actually did.
four left, 4 right.
I found one, and I think it's like card for 18 after 1 is like 30. So I mean, I'm gonna be working from home forever now, I guess. So I'll just take an early day and fuck off to the course and just play from there. There are a few other courses I want to try, but I really want to get to that one soon before it gets too cold. But yeah, I want to hit that a few times. That's my plan, anyways. If I actually do it, we'll see.
That'll be solid. He'll be crushing it in no time.
Don't know about that.
And then, like I said, we'll beat Dats another 3-man scramble. We almost had the 3-man scramble back together for this Sunday, but didn't work. Couldn't make it work. Dats is like too busy doing stuff now.
My next availability is in fucking December, so
imagine Dats's social life is getting in the way of us trying to play golf.
It's really not even that.
I was gonna say like 2, 3, not even like, yeah, I call it like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Like when we first started, like when you first moved in with me, like if you had ever been like, oh, do you think Dats is gonna be too busy to ever, like, you know, try and do this golf thing? I'd have been like, yeah, okay. Now the guy's fucking busy.
It's a joke. In a 5-week stretch, I have a surprise 40th birthday for someone. That only happens once in a lifetime. I have Chris Healy's doing something at his house before his second kid is born, second and last kid, presumably. You know, that doesn't happen very often. Those are back-to-back weeks.
Yeah.
And then I'm probably going to go to Vermont for Leif Erikson Day weekend.
Yep.
Okay, fine. Then I have a tournament the next weekend. And now we're in the 23rd of October. I'm like, a fucking joke.
Yeah.
That's kind of how like my summer was. Like I'm just started, like I think actually no, fuck. In 3 weeks, that'll be the first weekend I'm not doing anything since May.
It's fucking beautiful. I love like knowing, like going in, that I have a full weekend. I don't have a goddamn fucking thing planned.
Well, then that's what I told Brandy the other day. I'm like, can we just like not do anything? Because we just got back from North Carolina. Like, can we actually not do anything on Saturday? She's like, oh yeah, about that. You said that you'd go to this thing. I'm like, oh.
We're like, all right, sick.
Just, I've never been this busy ever.
Yeah, this year, well, I mean, granted, we had the house to kind of like keep us from being too busy, but this year was the first time in a long time where like I wasn't busy every single weekend over the summer, which was pretty fucking nice. Like I said, like there were a bunch of Saturdays where like I ended up golfing. Like I've never been able to golf on the weekend for as long as I've been playing golf again. I think this is my 4th year back. I've played more rounds on the weekend this year than I have in the previous 3 years combined. because I've always just been busy, like especially the summertime. Like there's always something going on every fucking weekend. We're doing something, we're going somewhere, you know. And now this year, you know, I didn't. What again? Like I said, thankfully it's partially because of the house being under construction, but it is nice to not really have much to do.
Must be nice.
So, yeah. There was a stretch at one point last year, I think. No, 2 years ago, because last year was fucked up because of coronavirus. There was one point 2 years ago. I think I went 7 weeks where like I had something every single weekend, like over the summer. Like I think I went from like the 4th of July until like the last weekend in August or something. Because maybe that was a year we did guys weekend at the beginning of August. I just remember it being a shit show, being like, I don't want to fucking do anything ever again. So that being said,
so the last weekend I did absolutely nothing was the weekend of May 20th. Since then, I've had at least between life and military stuff, I've had something until, like I said, 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
yeah, that is miserable. Yeah, that's like 16 weeks, 17 weeks roughly, right? Yeah, that's fucking miserable.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to start wrapping this up? I think we're at that time.
We can wrap this up.
All right.
So it's a couple episodes back now, but
Yes.
I found inspiration. I found purpose in life.
All right. Wow. Are you feeling okay?
Let me finish. So we came on here. We talked about North Shore Beeves, and we absolutely fucking crushed the South Shore for it.
Yes. Which actually, are you going to talk about Bill and Bob's?
No.
Okay. I want to throw it out there since we brought it up. R.I.P. The founder of Bill and Bob's. Allegedly, it's never been proven, but it's also never been disproven. The man that invented James River barbecue sauce, the founder of Bill and Bob's, passed away last week. So he's a goat, one of the pioneers of North Shore beef. So thank you for your service. And Dats, you can continue. Sorry.
So I've taken it upon myself. I'm gonna find somewhere south of the city that produces something that we would call good. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be the best. It's not going to topple, the North Shore. I'm going to find something. I'm going to do it.
Well, I already checked one off the list for you. Don't go to Miller's.
Well, so I have baseline criteria, and I know we outlined this a little bit. So the menu, it has to pass the menu test first.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
If they don't have the appropriate sizes, the appropriate rolls, and the rolls aren't grilled, I'm out.
Yep.
Not even gonna fucking bother.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do super beefs only, so they will be judged on the super beefs.
Yes.
And I understand that I'm going to eat some bad beefs. What I am hoping for is that nothing falls below acceptable. Now, I consider acceptable. It has the right. So first of all, if I even go to the place, it's got to pass the baseline.
Yes.
Do they even present it correctly on the menu?
Yeah.
Then
don't call it the Beast.
No.
And don't let me pick my accoutrements.
Okay. I don't agree. Oh God. So here's my other thing though. I don't agree with super beefs being like pick your toppings, whatever. I don't agree with that one bit. I don't mind that they offer it because some people truly don't know any better. So Like people get like fucking onions, mushrooms, and shit. I'm like, fuck you. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But
Yeah.
Nico's used to go to Bill and Bob's and go, give me everything. And they're like,
wow.
you want everything on it? He goes, yes.
Yeah.
They go, that's 16 things. He goes, I want every single one on there.
That's a wild take.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like barbecue sauce, ketchup, mustard, mayo, chili, onion, lettuce, tomato. Like, it was insane.
You do with fork and knife? Like, what the fuck?
Dude, it was like, I don't even know. It was like it was insane. Like, it was
an abomination.
It was fucking nuts that he used to do this shit. So if they're gonna offer it up, that doesn't make them bad people. It just makes the people who order it bad people, because it's sauce and cheese or a three-way. That's how I think it should be ordered.
Right.
I don't like mayo. Three ways out.
Right.
So what I'm really hoping for is that if I'm gonna go to some of these places, the worst I get is Kelly's, where it meets all the criteria. It's the right sauce. It's the right roll toasted. The beef will probably be a little bit dry. It'll be slightly bland. And otherwise, though, it's all that it is. That's what I'm hoping for to get at worst by having my filter. So I went to Dedham. No, Brothers Roast Beef in Dedham over the weekend.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it is exactly as you would consider acceptable. It checks all the boxes. It's not the best beef I've ever had. It's not Arby's either. Or it's not there was some other fucking place that I ordered something from, and I knew it was going to be weird. I ordered this back closer to like Christmas, and it wasn't right on the menu, and it wasn't described correctly. And I go, you know what? Fuck it. Let me try it. And I got it, and it was fucking bad.
Instant regret.
Yeah, I was like, it should have, like you said, it's like, you should have known. And it's like, I did it anyway, but whatever.
Yeah.
So, Brothers Roast Beef in Dedham, acceptable. The beef is
solid
a little bit.
C.
But it's better than no beef. So,
true.
It can be worse than no beef.
True.
It sounds like the one you got, no
was
beef.
Worse than no beef. Yeah. Which, come to find out, so I talked to Nick, friend of the show. Shout out to Nick. He actually said that place is solid, but he's never gotten a roast beef sandwich there. He usually gets the pastrami, and he said the pastrami is really good. So, like I said in the show, I'm sure they probably have other sandwiches that are probably fine. Come to find out, the pastrami is allegedly pretty good, but my God, stay the fuck away from that roast beef.
And that's fine, because it doesn't meet baseline criteria. So
yeah, like I said, test number 1, the menu test, doesn't even pass the menu test.
Yes. So Brothers Roast Beef passes the menu test. It is acceptable. I've got some others to check off, but hey, if I really, really want one and I'm around, I'll get it. It's acceptable, but it's not top of the line.
Jared, what was the one in Brockton you were kind of mentioning to me a million years ago?
Shit, what's the name of that?
It's Giorgio's.
Giorgio's. That's the one.
It's right off 24 on the Eastern line.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it's been a few years. I believe they are also acceptable, but if the beef is okay, it would teeter on good, because they
looking like C+, B-.
They meet the baseline criteria, and I just don't remember the quality of it, because I probably got it super fucking hungover like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I think it might have been Festivus, where I was trying to look for a beef, and I was like, hey, is there anything like remotely okay there? And then you recommended that, and I just never went. I got Wacky Deli the next day.
Yeah. Because Wacky Deli smacks.
Yes.
Giorgio's will be on my list again. But I'll get that from work. I won't get that from home.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those, like, I don't know. It's probably worth like checking out, but I mean, I know I don't have to tell you this, but temper your expectations.
No, I did. I have. But
Yeah.
I also think it's lazy and short-sighted to just go,
To just
I
write
don't have
off
to
the
dri-
entire South Shore.
I don't have to drive an hour to get there. It can't be good. It's like,
Yeah.
again, it might not be the best,
Yeah.
but listen, I'll take the burden off everyone. I'll eat the beefs. I'll do all the legwork. I know it's a tough job. Someone's got to do it.
The hero we deserve.
Yeah. So you're gonna get from me every time I have a beef, you'll get my rating. It'll be acceptable, good, or top notch. I doubt we're gonna see top notch.
Yeah.
And I doubt we're gonna see bad too, because I'm screening.
Because I already checked Miller's off the list.
Again, I think it's Real Deal, or it might be Real Deal. I don't know. Again, this was like 9 months ago. It was bad. It didn't meet the criteria. I said fuck it, and that's what I get for saying.
Yeah, you gotta screen your beefs.
So my next place, if it's not Giorgio's, because Giorgio's will be a work trip, I got eyes on one in Canton that's not far from me.
All right.
And I got one in Norwood, which is not convenient, but it's not that far either.
Yeah. It's funny you said that, because the other day I was driving and there's a place like literally down the street called Central Pizza, but the name of it is Central Pizza, and then like underneath, here we go, but underneath it says famous roast beef and chicken wings. So I'm like, do I bother?
Well, again,
but it might be worth, like you said, because I didn't screen Miller's. I just went in and said, fuck it, I'm committed and I'm going. But if I screen it and I go and I'm like, dude, their menu doesn't even have the correct thing, so I'm not getting it.
So I don't know. You might have been spoiled by having trips to the North Shore, like kind of somewhat regularly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best part about my job is when I travel up there. Anytime I go near somewhere, I'm like,
I don't know
where can I find the North Shore beef?
Handle the standards. You might be too fucking bougie for us. You might not be able to dial it back.
Yeah. No, it's true, because it's very fresh in my mind. Like I literally just had one like last week from Mike's place.
That's why I figure it's like I'm gonna be fucking, floating fucking mediocrity. So if one just like slightly is better than that, it's like, hey, this is good. Not top notch, but this is good.
Yeah. Maybe I'm tainted.
I think you are.
I have a fresh taste of good beef.
You'll have a fucking bad attitude about it too, probably. This sucks.
This fucking blows. I'm going to Jamie's.
Yeah, I'll drive the extra hour and a half.
Yeah.
I started following that North Shore beef thing on Instagram.
So
I had no idea, because I was baptized by you idiots, so I only know sewer beef through sauce and cheese, and I didn't know you could put mayo on that. I also don't know why you would put mayo on that anyways.
Yeah.
Like it's an acceptable alternative, although I would never order it.
Yeah.
And there's one with like the onion rings, and it's like, I appreciate the motive, but you can't make the beef a rodeo burger. I like it.
Yeah. Right. All right. Well, I think that's enough beef talk. Jones, do you have a final thought?
Sure. So like I said, I'm coming back from North Carolina. I actually canned a little bit, but I also found out that I'm allergic to some kind of suntan lotion, because sitting on a beach when it's like 100 degrees, so I usually don't put any suntan lotion on me at all. So I decided to do it, and I ended up breaking out.
Yep.
I'm actually just starting to come down. Like I've been itchy. Like I just want to crawl out of my skin for the past like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
So it just got me thinking, what is the worst thing to ever be allergic to? Because I've like legitimately have not been comfortable.
The worst thing I've ever put on me?
No, like what's the worst thing to be allergic to?
Oh, the worst thing to be allergic to. Sorry, you got a little crackly in there.
Sorry.
The worst thing to be allergic to. I mean, my initial thought would be like water, but that's just not practical because if you're allergic to water, you would die.
Right.
But that would suck.
I mean, I'm also thinking like most Asians are allergic to alcohol because like they all
Yeah.
break out.
Yeah.
Or like if like you have like a latex sensitive and you can't like put a condom on, like that.
I think grass. I think being allergic to grass fucking blows because you can't get away from it. Like there's literally like there's you know what I mean? Like even if you live in the city, like there's still some grass, like and that pollen gets in the air and it travels. Like whether it's the pollen or even like the people that are so allergic to grass, if they sit on the grass, they get hives. And it's like, wow, that's tough. That's a tough life.
Michaela's allergic to grass. Not that, so like she won't break out or she won't like have like a massive breakout, but if she hangs out in grass long enough, like she'll get itchy and
yeah. Well, I mean, I think everyone gets itchy. I think that if you sit there long enough, I think that's more of like a dirt thing.
She gets more itchy than fucking just grass itchy.
I mean, like I've seen people like they get hives, like they get like raised red skin from grass.
Yeah, she'll get a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Like at first, I thought it was like I thought I had a heat rash because I usually get like a raised bumps on my wrists.
Yeah.
But, like it got everywhere.
Yeah, that's why I don't fuck with sunscreen. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna get skin cancer," and I'm like,
"Yeah, probably."
Well, just don't get burnt. You know what I mean? Like, if you're in the sun, just like get out of the sun.
That should have been my play.
Well, like I don't know. I stopped using sunscreen like years ago because I read a thing about like all the shit that's in it, and like your skin's an organ, and you can like technically it's not breathing, but you do some sort of respiration through your skin, and you absorb shit. So like if you put tons of chemicals in this sunscreen and you put it on your skin over and over again, you're absorbing it. So I was like, fuck that, dude. I'm not using sunscreen anymore. But then inevitably you get the people that are like, oh, but skin cancer. And it's like, well, just do it the right way. And then eventually, like if you get a tan, you won't burn. Because that's how people lived for thousands of years. There was never a sunscreen that existed before. Like maybe mud. Like you can use mud. But like, I don't know, you start to feel your skin getting hot, go in the shade.
I think that's gonna be my play from now on.
Yeah.
Leave the sun.
Yeah, you should have stuck to your guns and avoided the sunscreen.
Oh, here we go.
So. Maybe it's one of those where like you're allergic to it because you've never used it. You know, like people like they say that's how kids end up getting allergic to peanuts is because they've never been exposed to peanuts before. And then maybe that's it. Maybe that's something in play there.
Maybe. Because I usually never put sunscreen on. And then I decided, well, because I mean, like the sun was just like unrelenting. Like it was just beating on you.
Yeah.
Live and learn, I guess. Or just don't. Which that's not going to chalk up to anything. Just don't.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, with my final thought, I can't believe I'm saying this, but Nicki Minaj has turned out to be somewhat of a coherent human being. And I got to give her credit because she totally blew me away. Have you guys heard all the bullshit that's going on with her?
I've only heard that there is bullshit. I don't know why or what.
So how it started is just dumb. Like it's whatever. So I'll give you the little bit and then bring you up to the part that like I actually care about. So the Met Gala was that stupid thing that went on last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever the fuck that was. She didn't go because you had to be vaccinated to go. She makes a tweet. This is actually hilarious. That goes, my cousin in Trinidad has a friend that got vaccinated and became impotent and his balls swole up and he was supposed to get married, and his fiance called off the wedding. Now, turns out, no surprise, that story is complete bullshit. It went as far as the health minister of the country of Trinidad took time, like they took like 2 days. They spent like 48 hours, like trying to track this person down. Now, I don't want to be too insensitive here, but I've never been to Trinidad. I can't imagine it's a very big place. I'm pretty sure it's an island. So it can't be that big. So they spent 2 days looking for this alleged person. So I'm going to assume, like, you know, they covered a lot of fucking ground in 2 days. And the health minister of Trinidad came out with a press conference that was like, yeah, this isn't true. We've just spent the last 2 days trying to look for this person, look for this case, go to a hospital. There's nothing here. So anyway, that starts this giant controversy. So then she said something about the vaccine, like, y'all just be careful or something like that. Somehow it makes its way to Tucker Carlson. I don't think she went on Tucker, but I think Tucker like opined about her tweets. And she starts talking like, oh yeah, like, why shouldn't you be able to like question anything, whatever. And then people turned on her really fucking quick. People started being like, you know, Tucker Carlson's a white nationalist, like all this shit, like trying to call him a racist. And so that's the fast forward part. This is the part that I care about. Someone tweets at Nicki Minaj and goes, you know, he's a white nationalist, right? Talking about Tucker Carlson. Because again, somehow, I don't know if she went on the show or not, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's not what I care about. This is the tweet that matters. So in response to that, she goes, right? I can't speak to, agree with, even look at someone from a particular political party. People aren't humans anymore. If you're black and a Democrat tells you to shove marbles up your ass, you simply have to. If another party tells you to look out for that bus, you stand there and you get hit. My God. Nicki Minaj just fucking nailed it. Who knew Nicki Minaj was going to be the one to bring some common sense to the world in 2021. She literally is like, who the fuck cares who it is? He's trying to give a story, and she probably still believes this story that is false potentially, but she literally said, like I said, I don't care about any of that other shit because I only care about this part. I can't speak to, agree with, even look at someone from a particular political party. People aren't human anymore. If you're black and a Democrat tells you to shove marbles up your ass, you simply have to. Like, that is literally it. That is where we're at right now. And like, if you don't do exactly what they tell you, it's the old, if you're not with me, you're against me thing. Like what happened to her being like, yeah, I just don't want this, or I don't agree in this one thing. I agree with you on 99% of things, but this 1% I don't agree on. That doesn't mean I hate you. So,
well, when I say that we'll never reach peak stupid because I thought we did, and I thought we'd get past it,
No.
we're never getting past it. When Nicki Minaj starts fucking making sense, and like she's the fucking one who's reasonable.
Yeah.
Like this is like she's the most reasonable I've heard in a fucking in like the age of a dog. Like
yeah. Yeah.
How like whatever.
This is peak stupid. Well,
no, it's not.
It's not. It's not peak stupid. It's gonna get stupider. It always gets stupider.
Peak stupid
but like,
will never be obtained.
Write this down. Like mark this date on August 21st at 8:57 p.m.
August? Fucking go back a month?
It's September, whatever. September 21st, 8:57 p.m. I had said that Nicki Minaj is the voice of reason. Sick.
Yep, this is where we're at.
Yep. But
just
you know what?
Keep hitting that rock.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Just keep tapping the bedrock.
Yeah.
Until we get full.
To try and put a positive spin on it, though, it does give me a little bit of hope that there are still reasonable people that exist in the world. Like the extremists on either side, you're never going to be able to get them to change their minds. They're always going to be fucking extremists. It just so happens that they're the ones that are super loud, super vocal on fucking social media and all that bullshit. But as I say all the time, I really do feel like what it would be like 80% of the country is like somewhere in the middle. And you have 10% that's the extreme left and 10% that's the extreme right. And the rest of the 80% is like more closely to the middle. Because like if someone like Nicki Minaj is going to be like, hey, this is a little fucked up what we're doing here, I would like to think that most people can kind of figure that out too. Not a knock against her. I'm sure she's an intelligent person. She probably wouldn't be, worth all that money if she wasn't, at least a little bit intelligent. But, like I said, I'm trying to put a positive spin on it here. I'm trying to be a little strengths based and look for the good in the situation.
Why?
I don't know, because I think if I didn't, I would just go on a fucking rampage. So that is going to do it for us, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, make sure you click subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave us a comment below. Let us know how you feel. Let us know how you feel about Nicki Minaj. Do you think we've reached peak stupid? Let us know in the comments below. I'll certainly engage with you, whatever you have to say. I'm really interested. You can get us anywhere you're streaming podcasts. Make sure you subscribe. If you use Apple Podcasts, go to the iTunes store, leave us 5 stars and a review. All the engagement helps the rankings and the natural visibility for new people. Big shout out to grillyourassoff.com. I've been using them forever now. Go to grillyourassoff.com, use our promo code sarcasmpod for 15% off your entire order. And that promo code works every single time. It's not like a one-time use thing, like, oh no, I burnt it, I'm never going to use it again. Nope, use it every single time. Sarcasm Pod gets you 15% off your entire order at grillyourassoff.com. The world's best seasonings, comes in 16 ounces, not your stupid 10-ounce bullshit. It's like 11, 12 bucks. They've got like 10 different flavors. They've got seasoned salts. They've got great apparel, which if you're watching on YouTube, take a look here. I am wearing a t-shirt from grillyourassoff.com. There you go. It is, they use Next Level Apparel, which for those of you people that aren't in the apparel game, as I used to be, Next Level is some of the best fucking t-shirts you can get. They're a little bit on the pricey end, but it doesn't matter because Grill Your Ass Off doesn't charge you extra for that shit. It's the price of a normal t-shirt. And these things they're buttery soft. I fucking love Next Level t-shirts. They're super comfortable. So go buy one. Use our promo code SarcasmPod for 15% off grillyourassoff.com. Also, thanks to MyBookie. Same promo code, SarcasmPod, doubles your first deposit up to $1,000 at mybookie.com. So we've been sharing our picks, our predictions for the NFL every week. I'll probably have those go out soon. Well, this comes out on Thursday, so I'll either have that out today or tomorrow, depending on if anyone has any picks regarding the Thursday night game. So we always share those on our Instagram page. At Sarcasm Speaks Pod, right? Sarcasm Speaks Pod, yeah. I've said it, only 300 times at this point. So mybookie.com, promo code Sarcasm Pod. Again, doubles your first deposit. So you can either fade our picks or follow, whatever you want to do. We don't really have any trends yet. Obviously, it's only 2 weeks in. I am 3-3 on the season. Dats, I think you're 2-4. And I think Vinny is 3-5. So we're all there's no emerging trends yet of who to fade, who to follow, and what to do over there. But mybookie.com is the place for all your bets.
That I just continue to fucking lose, and you guys can fade me and win some money.
Yeah. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod, like I said. Use the link in our bio. Go to the store, buy some merch. You can get our logo on literally anything. Jones has our logo on some coasters, so that's pretty cool. You can get us on Twitter at sarcasm_speaks. The Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. Oh, and the weekly NFL Sarcasm Speaks Pick'em. We pick the spreads every week. We switched it up this year. We did it manually ourselves on Google Sheets last year. It was a lot of fucking work. So we tried to switch it to DraftKings at first, but fuck DraftKings. They're not a sponsor of the show anyway. They fucked us on the pool. If they want
to be, I'll say unfuck DraftKings.
Yeah, and if they want to be, then I will tell you to spend your money with them, because I am a whore for money. But we could only do week 1 with DraftKings, and then they fucking locked us out for every other thing. So we switched it over to Pool Host. I think that's a pretty cool website. Let us know, reach out to us, shoot us a DM. If you have my phone number, text me, or just get us on Instagram or Twitter, DM us. We'll get you the link to get signed up. I'm pretty sure once you sign up once, you're automatically ready to go for every week. So there's no more like signing in bullshit, got to do all this stuff. Pool Host, pretty solid, straightforward. So as soon as everything goes live, Dats, I don't know what you have to do every week to make it live, but once it goes live, you're good. You're good to make your picks. So once you log in, you're good. And then it's just $5 every week. We'll get you the Venmo to send the money to, and we'll go from there. So until next time, good night.